And if I finally got this running, what's going on, guys? PoliticsGaming here, and today I'm doing a little live stream of me playing Flight Simulator X. This is a game created by Microsoft back in 2006, and has literally nothing to do with politics. I'm just doing this to, you know, just play, and then also have maybe a little questionnaire, and you know, just talk to you guys. I haven't done a live stream in a while. I haven't been posting as often as I usually am. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this. And for the next possibly 2.5 hours, I'm going to be just maybe a little quiet. You know, I just kind of concentrate on the flight and stuff like that. And I will be talking and answering questions from you guys. So without further ado, that is actually the sound. I'm actually going to turn that down real quick. Let's turn down that voice because we already have automatic hell yeah, the stream is up. We already have automatic things, so if we get any messages from the ATC tower, then we will have it pop up on the screen. If there's any sound problems, if you guys can't hear me, go ahead and let me know in the chat below. So alright, we're gonna go ahead and hand that off. So what the situation is right now, we are currently flying at 21,000 feet. We are heading up to our cruising altitude of about 30 to 35,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and switch over to Forward Center. We are currently flying at 340 knots. We're going to go ahead and increase this to 420, just for the meme, you know. And, so let's go ahead and look at this. I think that's universal time, 22:28. In actual time, I believe it is about 3 or 4 o'clock. Which actually, I think I can change that. Yeah, it's 3:11. Okay. How are you doing, Eon Duo? I am doing good. Glad to see people are starting to tune into my live stream. So we're going to go ahead and increase our cruising altitude to 30,000 feet, and then if need be, we're going to go ahead and change that. We're going to go ahead and change our heading from 300 to 305. I'm going to go and reset our barometer as well. Looks like we're doing good on a lot of things. This is our, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and look at a few of our instruments. So we have a lot of options. Basically, I mean, I used to play this game. This is actually the game that got me into gaming, because I just like found this game out whenever, I think soon after it came out. And good to see that you're doing all right, Eon Duo. And I used to play this game like all the freaking time when I was younger, and then I stopped playing it for about 5 years, and then I found it again, and I'm just like, holy shit, I found the game. So I just, you know, started playing it again, and then it came out on Steam, and I've been playing it ever since. I do apologize if I have not been posting as of late. You know, I've just kind of been doing my own thing, and I'm also preparing to get a job soon, so I think my posting will be getting lower, but I am actually going to be posting regularly, you know, at least once a week. I'm going to get back onto that. I am going to be doing more Terminal Conflict. Terminal Conflict is definitely going to be like my main game once it releases, and I will be doing that, you know, just to do it. Let's go ahead and tune over to Fort Worth Center. Let's contact Fort Worth Center. But yeah, and I mean, if you guys like more Flight Simulator content, then I can definitely start doing more Flight Simulator content. Definitely high enough to start producing those contrails. All of that weather over there, we just have a lot of cloudy weather over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Which actually, I mean, because I do actually live in North Texas, so it is actually pretty cloudy outside. So what we're doing here, we are flying northwest toward Wichita Falls, and then we're going to make a left turn once we hit Wichita Falls. Hell yeah, Frosty Gaming. You got Flight Simulator? It's always the best game you ever got to play. Which obviously for the meme, hey guys, Frosty Gaming here. Yeah, Flight Simulator is honestly one of the funnest games I've ever played. So I mean, it's just like really relaxing to just really, you know, just fly around, just, you know, have a really long ass flight. Alright, looks like we hit our cruising altitude of 30,000 feet. I think maybe we're high enough if need be. I mean, we're going to be in the high skies for a long time. Possibly the next hour, maybe 2 hours. So we are definitely going to be cruising here for a while. So let's go ahead and tell our people that they can take our seatbelts off, and then we can just continue our flight. I think there might be a few times in which like there's a lot of leeway where I might speed up the simulation. So let's see, after Fort Worth, we can probably just like, you know, just speed up the simulation and just keep an eye on it to make sure we're on track. And then once we get over like Nevada, or Colorado or Utah, I believe, we're gonna start slowing down and we're gonna start preparing for our descent. Yeah, Flight Simulator, I mean, I'm playing with a mouse and keyboard, so I've never actually had the chance to play with joystick or like the throttle, which I mean, I really want to invest in that, but I mean, it's just like, it's like well over probably about $100 or $200. Okay, we're turning over to another Fort Worth Center at flight level 300. Got a Bombardier CRJ 700 about 10 nautical miles from us. Definitely gonna pass him. He has at a flight level of 280. Yeah, I mean, I think soon enough I'm actually gonna buy a flight stick and a throttle. And I mean, I know that like the experience is actually much different than a regular mouse and keyboard. Oh, actually, I just noticed we're flying into some turbulence. I'm actually gonna check something real quick. I'm gonna go over here. I'm flying the Airbus A321 stock airplane. Looks like we have a 47 knot wind at a heading of 288. So we're gonna possibly keep an eye on that headwind, and headwind giggity, and so we're gonna be keeping an eye on that just in case we have to turn on our seatbelt sign again. But it doesn't look like turbulence is that bad. Let's see what kind of features we can actually make out from here. We got a Bravo Mooney about 10 nautical miles below us at a flight level of 14.0. 140, that's how you say it. Still got a lot of cloudy weather behind us, which kind of lags my computer. I've got a little freeze there. Still a lot of cloudy weather over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I'm gonna continue flying that. I've always tried to fly a 747, but I just cannot get used to that. I'm used to like the 737s and the A321s and stuff like that, but I just cannot fly a 747. Looks like we are passing in the Wichita Falls area. That looks like the Shepherd Air Force Base down there. And then Iowa Park is right next to it. That is my hometown, actually. Unless, I believe that is Iowa Park. Yeah, that is. Yeah, we got Wichita Falls, we got Iowa Park, and we got the Red River just north of that, and that is Oklahoma right across that river. So we're getting ready to make a left turn. So let's go ahead and check on our map. Definitely gotta look at this. We accidentally moved that. Yep, we got Shepherd Air Force Base. We are going to go north of Shepherd Air Force Base, and then we're getting ready to make a left turn in about a few nautical miles. All right, see you, man. Still noticing a little bit of turbulence at the time. So we are going to continue flying. We're going to get ready for a left turn. We're going to go ahead and make a left turn. We're going to go ahead and turn onto a heading of 290. And then adjust it as need be whenever we start getting closer. And then possibly we're going to start accelerating the simulation. Yeah, we're definitely gonna adjust that. We're gonna go ahead and put it on a heading of 285. And finally past Wichita Falls and Shepherd Air Force Base. Got Iowa Park just below us. Yeah, that's definitely Iowa Park. Always, some people ask me where I'm from, and then they just say, like, and I tell them, and I say Iowa Park, and they're like, "You're from Iowa?" And I'm like, "No, it's a town outside of Wichita Falls." So it's pretty interesting. Really small town, then moved all the way into the big city. It was a pretty big change, but I mean, it's a pretty nice city. So we're gonna go ahead and keep this heading, and adjust ourselves as need be every maybe about half an hour. And I think we're gonna go ahead and accelerate the simulation. And you know, I don't think you or me would want to sit here for 2 hours watching a plane fly and then me barely talking, so we're going to go ahead and look at simulation rate. We're going to go ahead and put out 4 times speed.
Orbit 832, contact Fort Worth Center on 128.128.4. Orbit 8, Fort Worth Center. Orbit 832, Fort Worth Center.
Looks like the ATC is starting to fly like by. Oh man, we're getting some really hard winds from that turbulence.
Orbit 728, 126.3 for Orbit 728.
So who else is watching? Go ahead and comment below and tell me what you think of the live stream, and I will reply to your comments as need be. What's up, Russian character man? You know, I can't really pronounce your name, but what's up?
American Pacific 5156, Fort Worth Center. Fort Worth, Pacifica 2107, Fort Worth Center.
Looks like we have a smaller aircraft just down below us. I believe we may be passing over Vernon, Texas. It seems to be a Piper Cherokee 480. Cherokee. I think we may be passing over Vernon. I'm gonna go ahead and check the map. No, we don't have a. We almost got terminated from our flight plan just there. We're gonna go ahead and turn in. We're gonna go ahead and adjust our flight path to 280. Eon Duo. Yeah, flight simulators are always fun. I mean, yeah, you know, just there's several games honestly that I love to play. I mean, you know, just I'm gonna go ahead and contact Fort Worth Center. I think we're gonna go ahead and slow down our yeah, I think that's actually fast enough, you know, for now. Looks like we are passing over an airport. I'm gonna go ahead and see who it is. It's Childress Mun, or KCDS. So we are passing over that. I'm gonna go ahead and check the map actually. Yeah, we already passed over Vernon, Texas. So should be entering New Mexico. We will be passing over Albuquerque. I believe. No, we are only passing just north of Albuquerque. Yeah, Albuquerque is just right here where my mouse cursor is, and we will be passing just north of it. To our right, actually, we will be passing over Amarillo, Texas. It's a very small, but pretty nice town. In the panhandle of Texas. Alright, looks like we are being handed off to Albuquerque Center. And we will be contacting Albuquerque Center. I think we're gonna be slowing down our simulation just a little bit to ensure that we have enough time to contact ATC, so we are not terminated from ATC services. Looks like we are passing over a hilly area right here. We are passing into the highlands of New Mexico, and we will be passing there. Looks like I think that's a lot of cloud cover over Amarillo. Or we will be passing. Actually, just ahead of us, right over here, where I am circling right now, that is Amarillo, Texas, right there. the biggest town in this area of Texas, and it is actually a major hub. And interestingly enough, since we actually have to talk about politics, since you know I am politics gaming, Amarillo, Texas is actually home to, I believe, the one or two, because I believe there's another one, but a lot of the nuclear disarmament protocols that is followed. Amarillo, Texas does not hold any nuclear weapons, but they hold on to the nuclear weapons being disarmed. So the nuclear weapons being disarmed are transported from nuclear centers in like the silos and stuff like that, and they are escorted to Amarillo, Texas, and a lot of the areas are actually come out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, I believe. Passing over a lot of desert over this area of Texas. Got just plain desert to our left, and passing over Amarillo, Texas to our right. Alright, we got 4 people watching. Glad to see there's a lot of interaction with this live stream. I believe I will be doing more live streams. I think my goal actually is to start doing maybe 1 live stream a week, because I actually enjoy live streams. Looks like to our left we are passing a Boeing 747, and looks like he has at a flight level of about 350 actually. He's just under 35,000 feet. So he is he's cruising all the way over deep into Texas, and we are heading out of Texas actually. So looks like we are now passing Amarillo, Texas. I believe that is our airport just over there. You can actually, in Flight Simulator X, you can actually tell where the airports are. I don't have a lot of mods, I don't have a lot of terrain stuff, which actually I need to start downloading more mods to really start amplifying my my experience of the game, especially liveries, because I do like playing in realism. So, you know, sometimes, I mean, I don't really like playing as Orbit Airlines, but, I mean, you know, you have to make do. So, it looks like that is their airfield to that, to the right side of the city, and that entire area right there is Amarillo, Texas, and we are passing over a smaller town, which I am not familiar with the name. Flight Simulator X Steam Edition. No, I do not have a PMD G737. Unfortunately, I mean, you know, I've just not been paying for payware as of late. I do believe I bought a 757 a few years ago, but I just it was actually on my disc version that I had instead of the Steam version. So, unfortunately, I do not have any payware on my Flight Simulator, which, I mean, I am actually interested in buying a PMDG 737, but, I mean, you know, I just haven't done it as of yet. Right now, I actually just have all of the stock planes, and the only modded aircraft that I actually have is just a modded DC-10, which I mean, of course, like freeware isn't like the best.
Orbit 728, Bombardier 904 Foxtrot. Climb and maintain.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, Bombardier 904 Foxtrot.
So let's go ahead and check on, that is our radio communications. We don't really need that. We are going to be stopping off at TCC, and then we are going to be moving a little more to the north, but we're going to be keeping our current flight heading over New Mexico. And then we will be making our way over into Utah, and then into northern Nevada, and then all the way into northern California, where we will eventually land at San Francisco International. Which actually, we do have a flight plan. Started at KDFW, and then we have all of these waypoints that we are going to, which I actually set it during the flight planning as a high altitude airway. So we are using this as a fly point to fly the higher airways. I do believe actually it's starting to get a little darker. You can actually see how darker it's getting. You can see the atmosphere color kind of changing. And then if you're not familiar with the airline lingo, I am over here. These are a lot of code names for a lot of the things. KDFW is Dallas Fort Worth International Airport, and KSFO is San Francisco International Airport. So that is it's just like a lot of code names and stuff like that. I still need to get used to it for a little bit, but the K actually does stand for something. I'm not familiar with what it actually stands for, but the K is actually like code name for, I believe, what country it is in. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and hand off to Crookie Center on 126.85. Whoa, that was a really big kick of turbulence right there. So I did actually start this stream like after I took off. So I was just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth area as I started this live stream, so that's why there was no takeoff sequence. Which actually, I mean, I was just playing, and then I just kind of thought about it, and I'm like, you know, I haven't posted in a while, so I just got the live stream up, and then, you know, I'm talking to you guys. The K prefix means west of the Mississippi, I think. I doubt it, because John F. Kennedy is still KJFK. Which actually, I mean, let me actually look that up. Okay, so we have flight plan, territory procedure. I highly doubt that, because it's similar for radio stations. Maybe, again, I'm actually probably gonna look that up in a second. But John F. Kennedy is still KJFK. It still has the K in front of it, so I doubt that it's actually just meaning because it's west of the Mississippi. Which actually, I will be looking that up right now. What? What does the K mean in airport code? It's reserved for the continental United States, excluding Alaska. So the K actually does mean just for the continental United States. Okay, so R. Bauer25 just explained it, which right as I looked it up, he said, I am doing a flight in this plane right now to UHPP. I'm not familiar with what airport that is, though. We're actually going to change our flight heading just real quick to 285. R. Bauer25 says that, and K is designated for the continental United States, and the only other U.S. territories that don't use it, or U.S. states that don't use it, are Alaska and Hawaii, which they use P, as in Pacific. So K is just lingo for the continental United States. Looks like we are starting to reach about nighttime. We will be reaching that in a few hours. We seem to we actually are starting to hit the Rocky Mountains, so we will be flying over those. And thank you so much, R. Bauer25, for the explanation. So for any other subscribers that actually have this game, what is your favorite plane? Why do you like that plane? And what do you usually like to fly domestic flights? Do you like to fly international flights? And what country do you actually like to fly in? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and check up on our not exactly wanting to do anything as of that. We are flying over New Mexico now. We are about 30 nautical miles from our next waypoint, and then we will be heading toward ESPAN, and then Regina, which I actually probably might think that is the name of Regina. I think soon we will be passing over Albuquerque. We do have all of our flight lights on, and they want us to contact Albuquerque Center. Once I get into the San Francisco area, I will actually have to put my landing skills to the test, because I am terrible at landing. Looks like we actually have less people watching now. Just recently, actually, I did actually hit 900 subscribers, so I do thank you guys for that. Yeah, R. Bauer, that is actually I've never actually flown international. I actually did try to fly from Los Angeles to what was it? Tokyo, I believe, and or actually Hawaii to Tokyo. And dang, we have 6 people watching. That's actually really cool. It was like Hawaii to Tokyo, and I tried to use a 747, and I just could not do it. Like I just couldn't do it. I think it was just like the way the 747 flew, and then I just haven't tried another international flight again. I think the last international flight that I actually tried to accomplish was John F. Kennedy to Heathrow in London, and I couldn't do it. Looks like we are passing over an airport. Las Vegas Mun. We're not even in Nevada. There's our transponder. So we are passing over Las Vegas Mun, and where exactly is Albuquerque? I think yeah, there it is, right over there. Just about over here. Way more than that looks like about 75 nautical miles from us. Actually, right over there, right over that mountain right there. Albuquerque, New Mexico, is just peering over the mountain. Got the sun setting. We got a good sunset, and we will continue flying over the Rocky Mountains, and we will be making our way to San Francisco in about at least maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. In game time, but maybe in like real time, maybe I believe it's going to take another hour to fly through that. Yeah, landing in simulators, just like Frosty Gaming said earlier, like it's the mouse and keyboard, which I mean I'm using like the Control Y stick to fly. Thank you so much, R. Bauer, for subscribing to me. And if you actually have not subscribed to me and you are watching this through YouTube Gaming or such, please subscribe to me. It helps me so much, and it makes me want to do more of this. Do you know the prices on the iFly 747 or the PMDG 747s and 777s? We are passing KSAF to our left, and then Albuquerque Center is about 50 nautical miles to our left. Okay, we're going to go ahead and adjust our flight heading to 290.
Bombardier 904 Foxtrot. Contact Denver Center.
Going to 118.575. Bombardier 904 Foxtrot.
$60 for the iFly, but the version 1 is free. What's the difference between the version 1 and version 2? PMDG, I know for a fact that it's at least $30. Got a lot of stars coming out. Sun's going down. It's gonna be a good flight. We got a smaller plane flying just below us. We can see its navigation lights. And all of our lights are on. I think we're gonna go ahead and make sure that our navigation, not our navigation, our overhead lights are on. Can't exactly tell if they are on. I think they are. Okay, we're gonna leave it like that, and then if it gets darker and then we need more light, then we're gonna go ahead and turn the lights on. I know, right? I mean, one of my favorite things about this game is that the sunsets in it are so beautiful, like, and then you just see the glistening off of the metal of the plane. This game is so detailed, and it's over 10 years old. It's so beautiful, and just you can look out there and just look, and then you can look over to the sun, and it's just the coloring. It's so well done for a 10-year-old game by Microsoft. You look up, you see all the stars, you can actually make out constellations and stuff like that. What is going on, Aviator Lucas? I'm so glad I'm actually kind of expanding my community right now. Oh, someone disliked me. Come on, guys. We got 9 people watching. That is amazing. And then, I mean, if you guys like this, again, just go ahead and let me know. Put a like on this. Tell me in the comments. And I will definitely be doing more Flight Simulator live streams. I'm going to go ahead and spam that. It takes a while for them to even want to acknowledge you. Going to go ahead and tune over to Denver Center. We got a Beechcraft King Air just below us.
Landmark 9078,
Landmark 9078, Denver Center.
Squad 6032.
Landmark 9078, radar contact 2 miles east of 1 Victor 0.
Copy. Landmark 907.
Denver Center, Beach Charlie. Beach Charlie, Golf Lima, Yankee Delta, Denver Center, Roger.
Got a lot more cloud cover. We seem to I'm gonna go ahead and put that at 285. Oh my god, $89, 90 bucks for a freaking payware plane for the PMDG Okay, so I see the differences now. If there's any problems going on with the live stream, go ahead and let me know, guys. Because I'm actually watching it on my phone, and I'm just... Maybe it's a little buffering. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with the live stream. Continuing to see a sunset. Okay, glad to see everything is going good on y'all's end. Got a few planes coming over. We have one that's at a similar flight level as us, and we actually have a second one just ahead of us to our 12 o'clock that is flying at a similar flight level. Possibly my end, but I'm gonna be making sure that nothing's wrong.
Orbit 4370. Descend and maintain 12,000. Orbit 4370.
Yeah, and I believe the newer planes, our Bauer, are actually just really meant to be for triple monitor and like you know, just the big ass computers and stuff like that. Which, I mean, I know, right? The light bloom is beautiful. You know, let's do something that they told us not to do at the solar eclipse. Let's stare right at the sun. God, isn't that beautiful? Look at it. Just look at that beauty. Just, oh my God. Man, I already feel my retinas burning. We got Four Corners Regional Airport right below us.
Denver Center, Cessna, November 85370 Zulu. Is type Cessna, Cessna, November 85370 Zulu. Denver Center, Squawk 5577, Cessna 37 Zulu. Radar contact 2.
No, my landing lights aren't on. No, they're not. My navigational lights are on, but my landing lights aren't. I specifically remember trying to turn off my landing lights when I was taking off. See, my landing lights are right here. So every other light but my landing lights are actually on. Look at that sunset. Yeah, I can go ahead and go to the wing view. Go ahead and aircraft, right side window, and then we have the window view right here. Which, I mean, it's not from the actual window, but, you know, Just this is what it looks like. We got a lot. We got a city down there, and we are currently flying and continuing to fly towards San Francisco. And we are going to go ahead and change our flight heading again to 285. Looks like we have a little bit of crosswinds, actually. I just noticed that. 29 knots at 305, so it's not too bad. It's actually, like, pushing us forward, so I think we're in a, crosswind. Not a crosswind, but a, like, headwind. So it's not really too familiar, so if you guys know what I'm if you guys know what I'm talking about, then you can correct me. See, you can notice that turbulence that I'm hitting. And then that is our coordinates, and then that is our, we're going to continue to keep it on that. We have our electrical systems here, and we have a no smoking sign, but I mean in all modern airplanes, like, there's no smoking allowed at all.
Beach 905 uniform, traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles, headwind 7,000. Beach 905 uniform, Avalon dash 8 inside.
I'm not noticing our lights. We can wait for it to hit a little bit of night, and then if need be, we can reset our lights. No, Rob Vlogs. God, that's a mouthful. Rob Vlogs, I do not have a PMDG. I don't have any payware, unfortunately. I already discussed this with Arbauer, but I do not have any payware as of yet. Alright, they want us to contact Denver Center, and we are contacting Denver Center, and we are contacting them now. Rob Vlogs, thank you so much for subscribing to me. And we are actually, this is actually a really successful live stream. I mean, I'm gaining subscribers, getting comments, stuff like that. It's actually really cool. That's getting ready to start my approach, so I'm going to log off here real quick. And yeah, Rob, those two names don't belong in the same question. Alright, good luck on that landing, and good luck on that approach, Arbauer, and tell me how that goes after you land, and I will see you back here.
Orbit 6546, traffic is 11 o'clock, 1 mile, set flight level, orbit 6546, have the world travel, 900.
I think we're going to go ahead and equal this out. I'm going to go ahead and put out, like, in the middle, because I'm continuing to switch between 280 and 285, so it's in the middle. I'm gonna see. We're gonna go ahead and turn our lights off. Okay, so actually, like, the lights are actually still on, so we're gonna go ahead and turn off those landing lights again. So it's gonna take. It's probably gonna take about maybe another 20 minutes or something like that for the sun to get low enough to where our lights actually do show up in our cockpit in our plane. We're passing two planes overhead. We got a 737 and we have two 737s actually. We got another plane passing to our 12 o'clock. Oh man, this is just beautiful. Look at all this. This just is such a nice view. It's such a well done game. I mean, it's not exactly optimized sometimes, because I mean you can see all the fidgeting and stuff like that, and it does that at the airports and stuff like that. But I mean, it's just so well done.
3 Alpha, traffic at 1 o'clock, 4 miles at 14. Cessna 06 Delta, traffic at 7 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level.
Cessna 06 Delta, have the traffic. Mooney 73 Alpha, have the traffic.
Continuing to watch over our instruments. We got overhead and not a lot of buttons to press. That's the thing that sucks about stock flight models. But I mean, you know, it's decent. I mean, you just have the things that you like most often need, such as the radio panel, transponder, navigational buttons, and autopilot, and throttle, and speed brake, stuff like that, and electrical systems. So I mean, it's decent, but it's not. I mean, like to do cold startup, which I mean I kind of like to do off of realism. Cold startups, I mean, it's not exactly realistic in the game, but it makes do. We're gonna go ahead and reset our transponder. No, not our transponder. Our barometer as needed, and continuing to make sure that our systems are going well, which I mean in basic game it doesn't really have a lot of failures. There's no emergency but I mean it's just kind of good to look at during the flight. Doing good on fuel, and engines are doing well, not being overpowered, being at the airspeed that they basically need. They're running at about 420 knots. And then we also have our instruments, IFR instruments, just over here. We actually just dropped a little bit. Just saw that. So let's go ahead and check our location. No. Okay, we're changing that back to 4572. I accidentally changed my transponder. Okay, so we reset our transponder. Should be good. And then we're going to be checking our... We're actually going to making a left turn. Looks like we will be, Alright, it looks like we will be making a left turn over southern Utah, and we will, that will basically be a straight line shot to San Francisco. Roblogs, I'll be honest, I honestly do not know how to let's go ahead and report the traffic in sight. They said it was 1 o'clock. So let's go ahead and look around us, actually. Yeah, there it is. It's Boeing 747. No, it's too far. Roblogs, I'll be honest, I do not actually know how to set up a approach. Usually I just go off of visual, I go off of a visual, you know what I mean? Like, I just visually kind of eye the approach, and then I do it myself. I never really actually set it up. Looks like our light finally came on, so we do not have to worry about being in the dark. But as of now, our distance, I think it's actually going from how far we are from San Francisco International. From what I know though, I do believe that this actually does set up our approach. So like we have a straight line shot of what we're going in, unless I do actually need to make an IFR. Oh, I've actually never seen that. So select approach. Enter. Oh, that's actually really cool. I've never noticed that. So, off of what you were saying, should I do ILS or should I just do GPS? What exactly, do you believe I should be doing while I am adjusting my flight heading? Yeah, RNAV, VOR. Look at me, this is actually like literally me learning. Alright, so ILS. Is there a way I can actually get off of that so I can... I've never actually done like an actual ILS or like an ILS landing. So I think we're gonna go ahead and go with ILS 28 right, and then enter that, and then I think we're gonna go and
Orbit 8387, contact Denver Center on 18638, contact Salt Lake Center on
127.55, orbit
125.5.
so I believe this might be actually good.
Orbit 832, traffic is 1
I can go ahead and enter that, and then if I did something wrong, then I can
traffic is 9 o'clock, 3 miles at flight level 30.
well, God bless. Hang on.
Salt Lake Center, Beach Charlie Golf.
Beach Charlie Golf, Echo Uniform Delta, Salt Lake Center, Roger.
Okay, so I did it right, okay.
Going to 125.575.
Orbit 832, have the traffic.
Yeah, sorry that took me a little bit. That was actually just... I've never actually done that before. That was actually pretty interesting.
Pacific 7482, contact Salt Lake Center,
133.9er for
orbit 5269er, contact Salt Lake Center on 125.575 for orbit 5269er.
We're actually passing over southern, or actually central Nevada. Well, actually, we're in southern Utah. We will start passing over central Nevada. I believe that area right there is actually Area 51.
0502 Alpha, Salt Lake Center, Roger.
And then okay. So that's how we go down. I'm getting ready to turn right over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and access that flight plan again. Alright, it looks like the sun has actually set. Well, actually, it's still up. It's just about to start crossing the horizon. Yeah, whenever I'm that's usually what I do. I mean, you know, I usually just keep autopilot up throughout the majority of the flight, and then as soon as I start getting into an approach for landing, I usually just kind of line up my approach, and that's usually why I don't use ILS or the GPS and stuff like that. Alright, looks like we will be making our turn here in a few minutes. We're gonna go ahead and change that to a heading of 250. We're actually passing over Milford Munn. So we are now turning toward Nevada now. We're setting our barometer, go ahead and do that, and then we are also continuing actually, which actually, I mean, I didn't know our cruising altitude would actually be 300. We got the moon coming up right behind us. Got the stars all above us, sun's finally setting. We're actually going to watch the sunset from the cockpit. You can actually see it just inching down toward the horizon. Yeah, Rob Vlogs, I'll definitely check out your channel, and I will check out your Flight Simulator videos. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, actually. I will actually subscribe to you, and I'm actually checking out your channel right now. You actually have some really interesting videos. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and hand that off. Continuing to watch the sunset from our cockpit. Still, I mean, we're heading in the same direction as the sun, so that is actually why it's taking a little bit. So we're kind of catching up with the sun, but the rotation of the Earth is so, you know, it's just we're actually I don't even think it's a rotation, because we're actually going like counter to the rotation of the Earth, but I mean, we still cannot catch up with the sun. Continuing to make sure that we are on the right track, we're going to go ahead and put ourselves on a heading of 255 and then correct it in a little bit. And then we actually will, we're actually going to pull up a checklist for landing. And I'm going to actually expand that, and I'm going to go ahead and check all this. We actually have a flight plan, about 2 hours and 42 minutes. That's how long this flight was supposed to last if I were not speeding it up. In total, we've actually been flying for about an hour. So here's our VOR. These are actually the waypoints right here, and then this is whenever we get into the San Francisco and Northern California area, and that's whenever we're going to start entering a VOR. So cruising. And then as soon as we start to descend, which, I mean, I do believe we will actually start doing that once we start getting into lower into central Nevada. Once we get into OAL, into that area right there, we will start to descend. And then we will take it off of a boosted flight, so it's not moving as fast. So then we can actually start preparing for landing. We got the sun finally going into the horizon. It's actually really pretty. The plane is moving at about 420 knots. I think that is what I have it set at. Here's the autopilot right now. I have everything on autopilot as of now. With a cruising altitude of 30,000 feet, I am moving at a 420 knots. So that is actually why. And then make sure that we have less than 250 below 10,000 feet.
Salt Lake Center, Pacifica 6902. Pacifica 6923, Salt Lake Center, roger.
Now I'm actually using a mouse and keyboard, so that is actually why it's more difficult to actually play and actually land.
Traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles. Bombardier 38 Tango. Contact Los Angeles Center. Pacifica 6923. Traffic is 10 o'clock, 2 miles. Flight level 320, Boeing 737. Report them in sight. Salt Lake Center, H November 0.
Hell yeah.
4056, Salt Lake Center, roger. Orbit 1955. Contact Los Angeles Center. 124.2 for orbit 1955. Salt Lake Center, H November 8. H November 8039 Alpha, Salt Lake Center, roger. Orbit 7989. Contact Los Angeles Center. 124.2 for orbit 7989. Salt Lake Center, H November. H November 41182, Salt Lake Center, roger. Salt Lake Center, Mooney November 5. Mooney November 5668 Mike, Salt Lake Center, roger. Altimeter 2991.
I'm gonna go ahead and adjust our, I think whenever we get, like, not too close, we're gonna actually put that at 253. Save up for a joystick, yeah. I think I'm gonna start looking into getting a joystick. It's much, much easier, and it's actually, one of the problems I actually have is rudders, because whenever I'm going in for a crosswind, I actually have to compensate for the, any crosswind that I'm getting into, and it really, really, really sucks. And we'll actually, put this at normal. Gonna go ahead and start flying normally. I will actually be away from the mic. I will be checking in, and I will be back actually in about 2 minutes, to make sure that I am not running into anything. Make sure that, like, I'm not disconnected from ATC services. But I will be actually right back.
November 87674 with you.
Beach November 87674, Salt Lake Center, roger.
And I am actually back. Sorry for all of that. I was just grabbing something to drink. I know, it actually does look really pretty. And then you see all this, it just looks so decent. I think we're gonna see exactly where we are, and then we're gonna go ahead and does look like we are actually starting to. I mean, we are still about an hour, 40 minutes away.
Salt Lake Center, orbit 1955 with you.
I think we will actually start to make a small descent. Go ahead and start lowering our altitude to about 25,000. And then we are actually going to put that at about 15 instead of 18 because that seemed a little too steep. Which actually, I forgot one major thing. Everyone's probably dead back there, but a little too late for that. Where the hell is TCC? Yeah, let's go ahead and reset our barometer. Barometer's good.
Bombardier 57 November. Have Airbus A321 in sight. Pacifica 429er. Traffic is 3 o'clock. 4 miles at flight level 300. Bombardier Learjet. Report them in sight.
And then we're gonna go ahead and keep a flight level of 25,000 feet until we can until we get there. And then once we start getting closer, we're gonna contact the tower and get a flight plan to land. But at 25,000 feet, we should be able to make it over these mountains.
Salt Lake Center, orbit 272 with you.
Orbit 272. Salt Lake Center. Roger.
We are actually passing over an airport. We have... I actually can't read that. I'm gonna go ahead and slow this baby down a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and put this on 2 times.
Salt Lake Center, Beach, November.
Orbit 1955. Contact Lafayette Beach, November 61233. Orbit 832. Contact Oakland Center on 125.
Going at 124.62. 125.75. Orbit 832.
Salt Lake Center, Pacifica 217. Pacifica 2171. Salt Lake Center, Pacifica 2171. Airport is at your 1 o'clock. 11 miles. Turn right heading 335.
Oakland Center, Orbit 832. Orbit 832, Oakland Center, roger. H88 uniform. Contact Mooney Victor Bravo November. Contact Oakland Center on 128.8. Oakland Center, American Pacific Diner. American Pacific Diner 202, Oakland Center, roger. Altimeter H59er Papa. Contact Salt Lake Center on 133.45. H59er, Oakland Center. World Travel Diner 1. World Travel Diner 125, Oakland Center, roger.
Starting to make ourselves over AOL or OAO, and we are now finally starting to make our way into Northern California, and soon enough we will start to make our approach for a landing at San Francisco International. So just over those mountains, I believe we will see San Francisco start to peer over the horizon. So we're gonna continue flying. We should be there in about 30 minutes real time, and then we will basically almost be done with this flight. And as soon as we taxi to the gate, as soon as we make our way to the gate and park, that is actually when we will end this live stream. We're flying just above the clouds. We're basically hugging these upper clouds right here. It's actually really cool to look at.
11 o'clock, 3 miles. 9169, have the traffic.
Mooney 670. Traffic in sight.
Oakland Center, Pacifica 709er. Orbit 359er deep. Pacifica 709er 1, Oakland Center, roger. Oakland Center, H November 876. Orbit 359er deep. Airport is at your 10 o'clock. 12, H November 8767 Oakland Center, roger.
It's actually really cool to watch this plane hug these clouds.
134. Have the beach.
H39er Alpha. Traffic is 2 o'clock, 3 miles.
Beach 39er Alpha. Have the traffic.
I'm gonna start zooming in. We are actually crossing the California-Nevada border. So we are now making our way into California as of now. Which actually, I believe I can see the... No, I can't. Oh, that was actually California airspace. I thought that was Nevada. And you still see the sun that's kind of like peeking over the horizon, but that should disappear within the hour. Apparently, whenever I filed that IFR plan, it wanted me to I think it reversed. So I'm actually heading in the opposite direction of where this wants me to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter activate approach. And that actually got rid of my entire flight plan altogether. Actually, no, I think I still see that. Okay, I wasn't even supposed to activate that, actually. Okay, let's actually go ahead and enter it. Let's put K. And then San Francisco International. And I think if that messed up our IFR, we can actually just... Yeah, that actually did mess up our IFR, but when... right now, actually, we will actually select for a new approach. Which, just doing a little bit of research, I'm going to try to go straight in. And... so I'm actually going to be looking this up. I think there's actually a way to do this via the... So actually, we have to go over here. So let's actually come over here and look at San Francisco International. So if we look at San Francisco International, we have... They have runways coming along the bay, but I don't know what runways those are. So let's actually zoom in. Okay, here we go. It's actually... Okay, so we're definitely on track for this. We could come in. We could actually head this way and change that. We can actually like put it to 59 CA as an intersection. Or, I mean, we can circle around the airport as soon as we come in and then choose 28R or 28L, which we would most likely get 28R. Or we can come in from the north and come in from 19 right. Okay. Alright, so we actually have that planned out. 28L, we're going to go ahead and do 28L, and then we're going to go ahead and select vectors. We're going to go ahead and load that. Okay. So, flight plan, and then it's already activated there. And as soon as we get into the San Francisco area, we're going to go ahead and activate that flight plan, which actually, I think right now we're actually starting to cross into San Jose. We're starting to see more lights, we're starting to see more urbanized areas, so we are starting to make it into the area in which California has a lot of people in it. And I believe soon enough we will start to cross into San Jose, which is just south of San Francisco. I don't even look, I just say that it's in sight. Okay, we're actually going to change our flight heading a little bit to 245. And then I think we're going to go ahead and lower our altitude. Says we should actually be there in about 18 minutes. Okay, we're actually going to go ahead and line this up. I'm going to go ahead and go for a heading of 230 and then turn as soon as we get it on the line. So, I mean, we can still line it up because, I mean, we're probably going to have to circle around anyway. We're about less than 100 nautical miles from San Francisco now.
554 Bravo, traffic at 12 o'clock, 4 miles at flight.
Orbit 832.
Actually, that's a Grand Caravan, but
Have the Airbus A321 inside Cessna 722, traffic at 12 o'clock, 4 miles at Beach Street 7.
we're actually starting to hit a lot of traffic now.
Beach 26 Juliet, traffic at 12 o'clock, 3 miles at Beach 26 Juliet.
Hey, you can see the Milky Way.
Right, heading 305, proceed on course. Descend and maintain 10.
Still see a little bit of lens flare. Hitting a little bit of turbulence. I actually see that from the outside of the plane.
Orbit 832, traffic at 2 o'clock.
I'm gonna go ahead and check our wind speeds right now. 25 at 217.
Cessna 722,
Um,
12 o'clock, 4 miles. Beach Street 0 Alpha, traffic at 1 o'clock.
wow, that's actually really spooky.
Beach 88 Yankee, traffic at 12 o'clock, 2 miles at 12,000.
Beach 88 Yankee.
Beach Street 0 Alpha, have Cessna 722, traffic alert, 3 o'clock, less than 1 mile, 1,000. Beach bearings, report them in sight.
Traffic alert! Please kill me. So, I think we actually got an eye of what we're doing. We're about to actually enter San Francisco airspace.
3 miles at 17,500. Mooney Bravo, report them in sight. Orbit 1955, Beach Street 0 Alpha, contact Oakland Center on 121.25 for Beach Street 0 Alpha. Landmark 56, Pacifica 70901, turn right.
We're actually going to start slowing down. We're going to go ahead and bring this to about 340 knots.
Bombardier 57 November.
We're going to lower this to about 15,000 feet. We will actually lower that to about into the 100 denomination. And I believe we are starting to pass over... No, San Jose is actually over here. We're actually passing over KLV8. KLVK.
Going to 127.45, orbit 832. Oakland Center.
Contacting Oakland Center.
Orbit 832, Oakland Center, Beach 825, contact Northfield approach on 123.85, orbit 2754.
So I think we're going to go ahead and open this, and we're probably going to look into opening an IFR. Never mind.
Oakland Center, orbit 446 heavy is at 10. Orbit 446 heavy, Oakland Center, roger, altimeter 2997.
I think as soon as we get there and as soon as we contact San Francisco Tower, that's whenever we will start going off of visual aids instead of instruments. Most of this, I believe, has actually been IFR.
Maintain world travel 7536, contact Northfield approach, orbit 446 heavy, traffic is 10 o'clock, 2 miles, global freeway.
And as soon as we see the airport, we're going to go ahead and start our actual
Freeways 428, traffic alert, 1 o'clock, less than 1 mile.
landing plan.
Global freeway.
We're going to go ahead and make it through those clouds, and as soon as we make it through those clouds, I believe we actually will actually, I think just over this mountain we are actually going to see San Francisco, so we're actually going to turn this into normal.
Orbit 446
we will adjust our flight heading. And then we are actually going to go ahead and try to see if we can contact San Francisco. We have Metro Oakland, San Carlos, and Rio Vista. We have Metro Oakland, New Jerusalem, San Jose International. So I think it's just about us waiting for San Francisco to actually pop up as an available airport. We're about 30 nautical miles from San Francisco International. There we go. We're going to go ahead and contact San Francisco Tower, and we're going to go ahead and start arranging plans to land. So I believe okay. So whenever you're 30 miles away from an actual plane, 28 right. Okay, and then reset our barometer. So we are now on approach. Acknowledge pattern entry. 28 right. We're definitely going to be seeing that as soon as we make it in. Oh, this is actually... Gonna go ahead and put this at about 5,000 feet. San Francisco's right here. Right over in that area, that is San Francisco, downtown San Francisco. And I believe in front of us, we actually are seeing San Francisco International. So we're actually going to look at that and see where San Francisco International is. We may have to do a turnaround because I am not in visual contact with San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco International is right in front of us, just to our north. Or actually not our north, but our 12 o'clock. I think we're going to go ahead and slow down. We're going to go ahead and put this at about 250 knots. And then we may take this off and we're going to circle around. So we should have been descending like a long time ago. Which actually, never mind. I know exactly what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and use the autopilot for a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and put this at a heading of 8.5. San Jose and a lot of those tech industries are actually based in that area right over here. I'm going to zoom out, make sure that we can see everything visually. San Francisco International is just within reach. And not too late. So we're actually going to fly over toward this area, towards San Jose, for about maybe 20 miles, and then we will turn around. Okay, we're going to actually correct this. We're going to go ahead and put it at 135. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start turning around. To about 275. And at this time I will not be looking at the chat because I will actually be concentrating on landing. And at this time, I will actually be turning on my landing lights.
San Francisco Tower, orbit 832 is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport. Orbit 832, airport is 2 o'clock, 19 miles.
Okay, so I guessed right, we are on track to San Francisco International. Now we just wait for the game to actually load the airport so we can actually get a visual on where the hell we are going, because we are just flying over the bay right now. I think I can see it. Let's actually get a confirmation on that. No. San Francisco International is right over there. It's in that area. So I'm looking at it like over here because I could see where it was, because usually the bigger airports cannot load themselves. Oh, that was just the ocean. So if I'm still right, then it should be in this area right over here, which we are going to be lowering ourselves a little bit lower. We're going to go ahead and decrease our airspeed. And then as soon as we start getting on approach, we will, just going to go ahead and put that at about 2,500. Okay, 28 right. So we are definitely on track for 28 right. Okay, I think we're starting to get a visual contact on San Francisco International. Okay, we gotta correct it. San Francisco International just popped up. So we are landing on the right runway. We're gonna go ahead and take ourselves off of autopilot. We're going to be taking control, auto throttle, and we are now in control of the aircraft. Gonna go ahead and extend our flaps to 3rd level, and we will be reducing our throttle as needed. Not a perfect landing. We're gonna have to kill this. That was a failed landing. Almost had it. We almost had it. Kind of speeding a little bit, should slow down. And then we are going to circle back around.
San Francisco Tower, orbit 1332 is 38 miles southeast. Inbound ILS, runway 28 right approach.
Orbit 1332, San Francisco Tower. Take straight in, runway 28 right, altimeter 29er deep.
Make straight in, runway 28 right, orbit 1332.
Got a lot of planes coming in for landings.
536, go around.
Point around, world travel 7536. San Francisco Tower, Pacifica 910 is 8 miles southeast. Inbound ILS, runway 28 right approach.
World travel 7536, contact NorCal approach, sun 134.5. Pacifica 910 San Francisco Tower. Make straight in, runway 28 right, altimeter 29er 5. Pacifica 910 cleared to land, runway 28 right, follow Airbus A321 on base.
Clear to land, runway 28 right, Pacifica 910
Point 134.5, world travel 7536.
I'm gonna slow down, and then we're gonna kind of pinch in with this Bombardier.
San Francisco Tower, Pacifica 7091 is 8 miles southeast. Inbound ILS, runway 28 right approach. Pacifica 7091, San Francisco Tower. Make straight in, runway 28 right, altimeter 29er 5. Make straight in, runway 28 right, Pacifica 7091. Pacifica 7091, cleared to land, runway 28 right, number 2 for landing. Follow Boeing 737 on final. Cleared to land, runway 28 right, number 2, Pacifica 7091. Pacifica 9103, go around.
going around, Pacifica 910
I think they're actually all going around because I'm scheduled to land. They cleared me to land, but I haven't landed yet. So this Bombardier is actually going to be diverted soon because I'm supposed to be landing.
18 heavy is 17 miles southeast. Inbound ILS, runway 28 right.
Orbit 4418 heavy, San Francisco Tower. Fly straight in, runway 28 right, altimeter 29er 6.
We have a decent approach. Throttle up a little bit. Make sure that we're not going to kill ourselves.
Pacifica 70901, go around. Going around, Pacifica 70901. Pacifica 70901, contact north-south approach, Sun 134.5. Going to 134.5, Pacifica 70901.
Got a soft approach.
San Francisco Tower, orbit 886 is 26 miles southeast, inbound ILS.
Just right.
Right approach. Orbit 886, San Francisco
And
Tower, runway 28 right, altimeter
kill engines.
997.
Reverse thrust.
Fly straight in, runway 28 right,
Touchdown.
886.
Best landing I've ever done. That is awesome. And a live stream. That is amazing.
418 heavy, cleared to land, runway 28 right, follow the aircraft onto the runway. Cleared to land, runway 28 right, orbit 4418 heavy. Orbit 832, exit runway when able.
I'm actually gonna exit on this taxiway right here. That was a beautiful landing.
San Francisco Tower, Pacifica 7789er is 28 miles southeast, inbound ILS, runway 28 right approach. Orbit 832, contact ground on 121 point. Pacifica 7789er, San Francisco Tower, make straight in, runway 28 right, altimeter 29997. Make straight in, runway 28 right, Pacifica 7789er, 121.8 for orbit 83. San Francisco ground, orbit 832, request taxi to the gate. Orbit 832, taxi to gate Golf 900 via taxiway Tango, Elos Alpha Bravo 5 Bravo.
Well, finally we made it to San Francisco International. We're going to go ahead and start powering down. Turn off those landing lights. Turn off the strobe. Wing lights. Taxi lights. All of that. And
San Francisco ground, orbit 6402 with Bravo, ready to taxi, IFR.
Orbit 6402, taxi to it.
And with us powering down our engines, we will be ending this live stream. I hope you guys will really like this one. I really, really liked it, and I enjoyed doing all of it. So I will see you guys in the next video that I make, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you like this, if you want.
Bravo, Foxtrot, orbit 6402.
That was a total meme. But if you guys like this, I will see you guys in the next live stream. Take care.
Orbit 6402, hold position, caution other traffic.
Hold position, orbit 6402.